line up. They print up the money to buy the treasury bonds.
Got it.
That's it.
Got it. Have fun, guys.
Nice seeing you again. Pretty good. How you doing? Take care.
What is your sign about?
This is an idea. This is a symbol. This stands for freedom. Freedom of the government. You know, we are the people. We run things. It's time for us to stand up.
Thank you.
It's a reference to the gunpowder plot. Way back when.
Okay. And may I have your name, please?
I'm Dr. Tom Prentice.
And may I have what are you doing here today at the Occupy Austin?
And I'm going to conduct a teach-in called Capitalism 101, in which I advocate lowercase d democratic and lowercase c capitalism, because I assert that democracy should rule capitalism, but capitalism should not rule democracy. There is no conscience in capitalism. In fact, I assert that we long ago left Adam Smith capitalism, and that now we have nuclear meltdown capitalism, which is causing the problem not only in the United States, but around the world.
Thank you. And why are you here today, sir?
Huh?
Why are you here today?
I'm protesting the sad state of the whole economy.
Thank you.
Mostly the whole Republican transient. I mean, Republicans won't do anything, even though, there are a lot of good things that, you could be doing, but they just refuse to do it, like the jobs bill. They won't even refuse, they won't even consider it. And basically, just...
Thank you. Freedom should be free, yes. And can you tell me your name?
Well, I'm Richard Troxel. I'm president of House of Homeless.
Okay, and what are you doing at this event today, Occupy Austin?
Well, we're here to let people know that there's 3.5 million people experiencing homelessness out here in the streets of America. And half of these people are disabled, and half of these people can work, but there's no jobs, no opportunity, and the employers that would hire them pay them a minimum wage, which is less than a living wage. And as long as you're paying someone less than a living wage, it's less than the basics: food, clothing, and shelter. And if you can't afford that, you're like many of my friends who are homeless on the streets. We're out here standing under the Homeless Memorial today, where we hold a ceremony once a year and read the names of the people that we've lost. This is our bench. This is plaque here that we put in last year. It says, "There is nothing except short-sightedness that prevents a livable income for every American family." And of course, that was Dr. Martin Luther King. And the tree we put in 1992, and put in this plaque to memorialize the people that have lived and died on the streets of Austin. It's a tree of remembrance. It says homelessness. It is the essence of depression. It is immoral. It is socially corrupt. And it is an act of violence. And then it says, in memory of the men and women and children that we've lost on the streets of Austin. So we come down here, we plant our flowers, and we meet under the tree. We sing songs.
I voted the draft many years ago, and rightfully so, and I was just telling someone that there hasn't been a movement in this country since that war ended as a magnitude as this one. I've always told my kids, who are very young, and other kids, they sit and piss and moan about something, but I just tell them, take it to the streets. And now it's taken to the streets. I'm not here for me, I'm here for my kids and their kids. And it's not only what Wall Street does, it's what Monsanto does, it's what they do to our food. And we're going down, like I said, it doesn't matter to me. I'm on the downhill side of my life. But I got 16-year-old boys and a 21-year-old daughter, and they need to know that they're jacking with us, and they jacked with us way too long.
Hey folks, my name is Ian Davis and I'm with the Sierra Club, and like this gentleman, I'm also a father. I just had my firstborn, about 7 months old now, and that's why I'm here. I think it's important to stand up to not only the big banks, but the big oil companies and the big coal companies, and stand up for our future and our children's future. And I just wanted to share some good news. Many of y'all know that a lot of the environmental activists, we all went to the White House a couple of weeks ago and engaged in the largest peaceful civil disobedience action in the environmental movement in the last 3 decades.
The one thing I want to say is the main reason I am here is I felt really a sense of impotence. I was horrified by the lack of coverage at the New York civil disobedience hearing. The thing that really bothered me the most is when I read the Washington Post last week and I saw a picture of 2 obviously affluent people sitting in their windowsill on Wall Street, drinking champagne and eating chocolate bonbons, smiling, looking down at the masses. And the comment that was made is, they're not very organized. And they were mocking them. The reason they're not organized is because they don't have any money. What are we organizing for? Because people don't have jobs. Why don't people have jobs? And that's a hard question to answer.
The Federal Reserve has stolen the money.
One more time?
The Federal Reserve has stolen the value of the money in the Fed.
I saw that the movement is growing. I'm thankful to be here, part of the movement, but every person has their own agenda. There is no agenda. I was reading in the paper today that some people pulled out a agenda. There is not one. Each of us is an individual. So thank you.
My name is David King, and I've worked as a public employee for 25 years. And I'm mad about the blame game that's going on right now. Blame the public employees. Blame the middle class. Blame the unemployed. Well, I blame the wealthy people. You're job creators. Where are the jobs? The state of Texas proposed a bill to drug test the unemployed to get their benefits, their unemployment benefits. Oh my God. Oh yeah, blame them. Well, I say, let's drug test all the rich companies that are getting tax subsidies themselves.
I think the last 10 years or so has seen the greatest shift of wealth from the working poor and the middle class to a tiny, tiny percentage of Americans who live at the 1% at the top. Yeah. How did this happen? It was like a gigantic theft, all right? So,
Federal Reserve.
You know, I really don't think that's the answer. I think that we have a rigged game where working people are considered to be, you know, somehow not deserving of a decent wage. There's no reason in this country why we shouldn't all have health care, why we shouldn't all get a decent wage. It's because a very tiny percentage of the people control almost all the wealth. How can you possibly battle them? How can we possibly battle them? It's just to refuse. Just a mass movement of refusal to be part of the system, a refusal to buy their products, of mass civil disobedience, peaceful civil disobedience.
I'm Dr. Tom Prentice, but I'm just Tom, call my fellow protesters here. I wanted to announce that I actually have started a teach-in on Capitalism 101 over here under the trees. Our conversations have started. Its premise is this, and it's very simple. There is no conscience in capitalism. The second premise is that democracy should rule capitalism, but capitalism should not rule democracy.
I am reading some negative press about the movement right now, and one of the things that was said today in the paper by one of the presidential candidates was that he considered these demonstrations to be anti-American. And I would like to say right now, is there anybody in this country that is, or in this group that is anti-American? No. Okay. Does everybody love the country despite the problems? Yeah.
People that are here because of the financial problems, and people that are here for a lot of different reasons. What are the problems? The problem is that we are the government, all right? And that if we continue to defund the FDA, the FCC, everybody that protects us, all right? The government is now saying, all right, the Republicans are saying, we're not going to tax these people. We're not going to tax the corporations so that we can fund these programs, so that we can fund our government. Government is bad, but government is not bad. We are the government. We have to take it.
My name's Cesar Fuentes, and I'm a small business owner from Austin, Texas, the best city in Texas. And I'm here to support all our brothers and sisters that are throughout the United States that are standing up to say no more, no mas, it's over. The culture of cronyism and greed and the disgusting factors that Wall Street and the 1% have over all of us is disgusting. And then they turn around to legislate more rights to them and less rights to the people.
Right.
And every time they get in trouble, every time there's a need, they always go back to the people, and we allow it to happen. So we continue to perpetuate this myth that these people own us. We own us. And it's time for us to stand up and say no more. No more.
My name is Mike. I just want to speak for the disabled. I'm disabled myself. I'm not able to get a job. Every place I go to, I'm turned down because I have this foot, you know.
My name's Jason Sorrell. I'm a veteran of Desert Storm, a tattoo artist here in Austin, Texas, and a father. And I want to ask a few questions. Does everybody remember believing in Santa Claus when they were a kid? Or the Easter Bunny, or the Tooth Fairy?
Or the American Dream.
The American Dream, precisely. Or freedom. What I'm concerned about is that my children will see the American Dream and freedom as the same kind of fairy tale as Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, and when it's not, it's real. And we need to take it back. We need to demand it from the people that think they have control of it. They think that they can buy and sell us. So I'm here to ask those questions. What happened to the American Dream? What happened to our freedoms? And why can't we have these back? Why can't we stand up for ourselves and take the things that are ours by our birthright, by our just being here and existing? I want to be able to look my children in the eye and say that you have a future, you have an opportunity, and all you have to do is go out there and get it, and that's why I'm here today.
If you are a senior in this country today, you're very worried.
Yeah.
You've worked hard all your life.
Paid in.
You've paid your taxes. You've tried to raise your kids to be good, productive citizens. And you're watching your nest egg that you've paid into your retirement fund, you're watching it go down and down and down. And the half of your nest egg that everybody's told you is supposed to be in bonds and CDs is earning squat. And that is because the Federal Reserve for 3 years has held interest rates artificially low in this country, which ends up robbing seniors and our fixed income part of our portfolio to transfer to banks. Now, why do banks make out? Because they're able to make more loans, which means more money. This is a very unwise and immoral money transfer from the most vulnerable parts of our society. More seniors today are falling into poverty than ever before.
All right, I want to keep it simple. I'm from a small town, Lockhart, about 30-40 minutes out, and day in and day out, I see people around my community just struggle to get by. I see people working 2 jobs just at minimum wage just to pay their bills and end up in debt. And debt, you know what? It's sad that debt is like a modern day slavery. If you just ignore whatever race and religion you are, if you just ignore whatever race and religion you are, we're in the same boat and we're sinking while everybody else is on a luxury yacht.
It's not about debt, it's about revenue. When you cut off your revenue source, you're going to go into debt. Bring back the revenue.
And it's just sad that
and the forced tax cuts.
In a society, I would hate to look years from now and bring a child into this world where the dollar is more powerful than what we value our human life.
God is good. God is love. Love is God.
Not much is really sacred, we know that, but this is what you'll hear in the near future. This will be a message. You'll hear it from business, you'll hear it from government, you'll hear that more cutting is necessary. It's the era of cutting. But we have to be careful of what is going to be cut. There are people, there is an economic system that does not need an educated electorate. To be slaves, you do not need to be educated. One of the things that will be cut, that will make it easier to manage sheep, is to cut the education system. Without an educated electorate, you do not have a democracy. You judge me.
I believe that the people that are running things are emotionally and mentally ill. I think they are depraved philosophically.
Politics, too. Oh, this is so great. I love it. Finally, the people are becoming government. You see this? This is a year and a half ago when America United got passed, right? And everybody all over the country. This is the problem. So, I'm on the other side of it. I am very, very happy to see Austin be part of bringing democracy to America, yeah? Yeah! So with that, I'm going to sing a little song and you can help me out.
You got all day just walk around like them things so sweet in the ground.
And all for freedom and democracy.
Boy, that's gonna be a beautiful thing if just someone would pay you to sing. It's a mad world within a mistake, unemployed.
Corporate domination is killing everything, from your good health to our ruined coast to corrupting
government. Working for a living, what you do with your time. You can't work, can't live, they're two of a kind. And your pot won't boil and your kettle won't sing. You're unemployed, man.